Navi against Bigatron by Vitality. Game 1, let's get it.
Here we go. And Toryu in the jungle against Niall. Paquito Harley matchup.
Oh yeah. The Paquito Harley matchup is going to be very interesting because the Harley can just bob and weave out of you when the Paquito wants to kind of go in for the combo, right? Yep, with the burst. But the Farsa Navaria, though, it'll be very interesting to see how GZ uses the Farsa. One of his most favorite hero in MPL ID.
Yeah, he doesn't miss on the Feather Airstrike, man. He's so precise on these skill shot heroes.
But yes.
Also, a good question would be, how would Bigatron deal with, how do they deal with this with the healers? Because like they've only been on the attacking side as healers. Eman's doing a good job though, really utilizing this Claude to bully Zeon in lane. Oh, beautifully done. Zeon still tries to walk up and he gets punished heavily by Eman on the Claude.
That's pretty rough, man. Yeah, the emblems as well. He's going with the fighter emblem with the Festival of Blood, so he wants Eman's trying to get more sustain, more trades.
Whoa!
Hey. What?
That's a mistake. He tapped into skill too.
Now, is that a bait? Is that a bait?
Now Deadly Magic. Oh, the Purify instantly. They're trying to do as much damage as possible. Bait it out, but the Purify will be the only resource burnt out by Mr. Zeon.
Fantastic hold from Zeon, avoiding the gank. So obviously that should be a setup for Niall to just come in. Eman, being the live bait he is. So far though, feels like Bigatron will get tempo onto the turtle.
Alright, the thing is with that tempo, then they can use the Bellaric as a more reactive tool, because honestly, the Bellaric doesn't really engage that well. Like, even at level 4 with the ultimate, he needs a flicker. So now they can try and use this. Oh, Astro Echo already popped early on though, Shogun.
Yep, Deadly Magic as well. Car's gonna try to walk up, let's get the Star Shatter landing, but Shogun will be bursted down. Has the Consecration, has the Purify as well. The Feather Airstrike coming out as Niall goes in for a bit more poker spin. Locks him down with a taunt. Car's already there, but Eman is rotated over from that top lane. A free neutral objective to Navi.
In some ways, it's to be expected though. The early game of Navi is strong. They have the Paquito in particular allows you to secure the turtle a lot more. Despite the attempts of Moreno to try and skew the numbers using the Star Shatter, just wasn't enough. So I think the first turtle is understandable. The next one though, I think Bigatron are going to try a lot harder when they have those ultimates and battle spells ready. And Navi are going to try and make some plays happen before that.
Well, both junglers do have a way to get out of the pit quickly. After retreating the turtle, you know, Harley obviously with the hat, and then the Paquito with the skill too, can just move around so easily. But the zoning tool though from Navi, I feel like yes, it goes in cycles. You need to wait for the ultimate to go alive or online for the Farsa. But for a brief moment, you're able to kind of just zone out Bigatron, but oh, is this a gank to Zeon?
Yeah, they really don't like this Melissa. Oh god, even with Lazy Wet, Zeon stays alive. Thanks to Apro and the Holy Healing. Great moves by Navi to keep their gold laners safe.
That's twice now, Arashi. Twice.
Play safe, gold lane, play safe.
Play safe and get the right backup, I guess. Looking at the talent's prediction right here, actually, the two Lim Kochu and all of votes for Navi, so that's interesting. So far, I think the Novario presence for Bigatron has already gave them the early prio. They had the rotational advantage. But when it comes down to securing the kills, they're doing a lot of creative things here. The Star Shatter combined with the Deadly Magic with the Blazing Duet. And still, Navi are able to react quite well. But this also means that they are stuck reacting and not really proactively looking for things for Andoryu. And like I mentioned, the Paquito getting to Snowball would be a great benefit for Navi.
Yeah, and Navi, I think they also have another thing that they can bank on, is this Melissa, right? Just keeping it alive, wait for it to scale, get to the late game, and then the Rafaela will just play that defense, that Haram ball we talked about for a brief moment in the last week.
Why not Arteta?
Why not Arteta? Mikel, why not?
Oh, they're gonna burst down cars. Oh, all the way with a Star Shatter as well. Free neutral objective this time to Bigatron +1. They get a kill, the first kill of the game, as Moreno tries to go for the shot, lands it onto Apro. But it is a Rafaela. Has Holy Healing, has Sustain to get back up.
And don't forget, they have the Resurrection to get the laners back to lane. So they don't really lose much tempo, even if dying in a skirmish.
That's cool and all, but again, we talked about the mid duo so much. This mid duo is so far doing what they want from Bigatron. Right, Navi are supposed to control the early game, dictate with some of these prod control tools, this burst damage. But so far, it's Bigatron making the first moves, and the fact that they're able to get that turtle, I think shows again that Navi, if they don't really get something going before the neutral objective,
Lazy Duet coming down onto Apro, has the Holy Healing, gets away in time, but the Deadly Magic will tick down on him. He gets taken out by Nile with the Deadly Magic.
And they're stuck being responsive. Again, Navi can't really get the jungle, isn't quite safe from Bigatron. They're going for dives and invades whenever they want, because even with the card control advantage, Navi are just slower to rotate, even with the Rafaela.
Yeah, the gold gap is also widening.
Oh god.
Andoryu is able to
Oh,
kind of sustain from that damage. So you have two bursts now that Bigatron can capitalize to just get the kills, but thankfully the Holy Healing from the Rafaela is just keeping them afloat. Astral Echo.
man.
Nothing will happen.
Oh, the macaroni.
That's twice now.
Yep.
That's big damn coming in from Moreno.
All right, Naisu.
BT.
This is the problem, man. They get the clear advantage, and then once they're under the turret, this burst tools from Bigatron come from so far away. Oh, and Doryu.
Getting caught by the Deadly Magic. But now
Oh!
Star Shatter doesn't land, and the neutral objective will spawn back up in 5. This artillery control from BTR to poke and having those advantages in the lanes is really building up. It's like small, very small wins that have added up to a 2.4k gold lead now.
And again, Bigatron have very low commitment playmaking tools, right?
Yup.
Astral Echo, oh, we get something, we get something. If we don't, we back away. Nothing much is lost. For Navi, that's not the case, man. When they go in, they have to commit. And Finn is looking for a moment, definitely hiding in the bush here.
Let's see if they can react. Cars. It goes in.
Oh, everything's thrown at him. He's able to flicker out of control. Oh! Shadow lands on Cars, but the Holy Healing keeps him safe with the help of the photo. Another free neutral objective to BTR, all through the poke and zone of the composition.
Arashi Navi has never made the first move, and even if they did, it never really was able to give them any lead, any wins. Is this going to be one of those angles where Navi plays the late game, plays the Haram ball and just defend for their life?
I think the issue is that it's not that simple, right? If you Harambol against a normal team with a Farsa and Melissa, all right, it's pretty good. You have good odds here. You're up against a Harley and Novaria, right? In the base, you're not exactly safe, but Zeon?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, really good pin. Has the Purify to get out. Now dishes out the damage back, and now the Astral Echo comes around with Nile on the Deadly Magic. Pops in the poker trick. He gets a respawn, but Zeon has fallen, has lost the Purify too, and now in the mid lane, it's Shogun who's zoning Jize away. A Gaton landing onto Cars. He's able to escape for a bit, now with the Holy Healing as well, but Shogun is still going to just stand in front of all of them. Now the Astral Meteor comes around and zone Cars away. That's when I'm offended, but Shogun's going to take that damage, walks away, pops in the Purify, the Deadly Magic right there now, and Doryu walks into the bush. That's a flicker out from Moreno, and Navi just can't seem to find anything back in the game as Iman gets a trade on the map with a pick onto the turret. Not down just yet, but it's so low.
They stay alive for the longest time, but they can't take anyone down. Is this a lack of damage? Is this just Bigatron playing together as a unit and backing each other up?
It's the fact that Bigatron are pressuring the control tools. The Afro and Cars cannot walk up without being contested. You're seeing there, earlier in that neutral objective contest, Finn could have waited for a big play, right? And ulted onto multiple members. But he knows that if he can control Cars and make sure that he cannot engage, Bigatron will win anyway. And that is an angle that Navi are just not prepared for right now. Their only real angle is going for some kind of flank, because if they wait and play defensively, you've seen that nowhere is safe, man. At any moment, a Star Shatter can chunk you down to half HP. At any moment, Nile can come in and get the burst damage done and get out. Yep. Again, low commitment tools from Bigatron is giving them everything this game.
Well, Kars hasn't really been able to find an I'm offended play. Somehow it's very hard when Bigatron are just all around the map, and now they have dibs on this Lord. Andoryu will work on the top side wave and possibly create that pushing lane for Navi to potentially benefit from, but I don't think this contest will go through. Bigatron get their hands on the Lord. A very slow approach, I would say. 3 kills on 9 minutes, even if the tempo and the action has been very fast-paced.
That's why it just gets really difficult for Navi. I think with the composition as well, right? Like, you look at this composition and you're thinking it's just a mix of kind of everything. It's a jack of all trades, but a master at none. Meanwhile, for Bigatron, the reason they go for the Harley as well is because they know, why do we even need to commit to a Hirara? Why do we even need to try to play early game when Navi, their entire MPL ID Season 18 so far, has been playing on the back foot, has been playing on the reactive style? Bigatron will just scale better. That's the game plan, and they have done that. Navi again show how I think. What is the word?
What is it?
I guess I'll just use bad. It's. I had to think about it because the only word I could think of is bad. But how bad they are at playing the proactive game.
Right, how they lack the proactiveness, basically. I mean, I think that really works out. And that's where the Belleric pick as well. It was very early for Bigatron, but it is exactly what's causing Navi to be... They were already a hesitant early game. They're not really proactive. But now against the Belleric, even more so. Vince concealing. Oh, man.
Okay. I thought that was going to land on Alpro instead of Cars. That would have been some big damage, but only lands on Cars. Swift Trinity completed. They'll be able to zone and clear out these creeps coming in for the siege, but Bigatron have some proper artillery.
Yep.
Massive play, but the Purified comes around for Amount to get away. Now as Finn is able to flicker out the safety as well, but the Muddles is still right there, connected on Finn. Good defense from Navi. Now the Deadly Magic on Cars with no I'm Offended. Nile unable to burst him down, and we are back to Haram MLBB.
Hey.
Why not Arteta? Navirstanal playing this defense game.
Our first taste of Park the Bus in that base. They're able to
the whole Lanadon.
park in Lanadon. It's a free parking lane. I mean, there isn't a Johnson, right, in front of their eyes. So
Hey,
Navi's all
Navi's parking thing is going to be increased, I think. Parking fee. So, got to be careful, Navi.
I do agree.
Let's see how it goes again. This plays into what Mirko was talking about. They don't really like playing proactive. It's all reactive. But right now, again, Bigatron understands how to crack open bases. All right, you're seeing them prod earlier. The play from Nile, the random quote-unquote Deadly Magic. It looks kind of funny now, but they're kind of prodding at Navi and seeing what reactions they can draw out from it. And if they find a weakness, before you know it, they're gonna find a pickoff right after with the Lord, and that will be the end angle. So Navi definitely have to kind of show some kind of crowd control, some kind of damage towards Bigatron, because otherwise. Man, Bigatron can be as creative as they want and how they want to play around this.
And if you want to thread the needle a bit far back to the last season, remember Afro's Kufra?
Yep.
That enabled the comeback against Bigatron. They were leading Nile with the Yisun Shin. Unstoppable. And with one moment they were able to achieve. But this time around, I don't think they have that moment-based hero. So it's a bit different.
With Rafaela is a very good question, especially when... Oh, it's dead! Regen, holy healing, get it beat up! No chance. Nile takes him out. Another free neutral objective for Bigatron. The only objective Navi have taken is that just first turtle.
Yeah, that first 50-50, I would say.
Man, that's just disgusting, man. They can check whenever they want using the Uranus and the Belleric. Any kind of dark area they can kind of look for info with the Star Shatter, with the Astral Echo, and whenever anyone is out of position, Nile just jumps on it. The composition just works together so well, and again, Navi have no answer. They can't stop the tankiness of Shogun and Finn. They can't counter-engage properly onto anything, and they can't win the info battle against the Novaria.
Nope.
Oh, God!
Man, that's the Trinity completed with the Magic Blade, but look at those Star Shatters, man. One Star Shatter might just pop the Magic Blade passive. So Xeon has to be careful because as of now, he is the backbone of this Navi comp, of this Navi team. Oh, another one lands on Afro. He can heal. Yes, Astral Echo goes on.
Yep, that's going to be the Wrath of the Dragon, the Flicker combo. Cars locked out. Amon with the Melfic gun. Deadly Magic still able to sustain back up with the healing, but now gets caught by a big Star Shatter again. Gets back into the Crystal. Is able to respawn Cars. Goes in, but I'm offended now. That's full on assault onto Moreno. He's going to get taken out of Shogun. Pops into Purify, and Bigatron walk back. Finally, Navi. First kill of the game for them at 14 minutes on the Maestro.
Cars needs to find those engages. He needs to be the one to pull the trigger for a Navi turn around, because once they clump up together with that singular I'm Offended play, this Melissa is going to have a field day hitting the muddles and hitting all the needle stacks.
Man, they just need to find a way to engage properly, right? There are weaknesses on the side of Bigatron. The fact that there's no Purify on Moreno, right, means that they can really go and catch him out. But that's exactly why Bigatron, they used the Flicker Wrath of the Dryad to take out Cars earlier. They understand that the Ruby is the linchpin of Navi's entire teamfight game. Whoa!
The pinching. Dives in. Oh, baits out the I'm Offended as well. Now Iman can go in, but it gets caught by a big... the Spike Star Shatter from Moreno! from downtown, catches the healer. And Doryu's waiting in the bush. Now, Bigatron, do they try to strike while the healer is down? The healer, Rafaela, Apro, has been the man to keep them safe in the base. Now, without them, I think Bigatron can actually look for the trades, look for the one-shots.
They might go for the end because no resurrection for the Rafaela unless Cars looks for a good set.
Yeah, big taunt. That's going to be Cars taken out instantly. No respawn as well. As Niall's able to jump away now, and Doryu gets caught by a bit more damage. He jumps back in. Astral Echo lands on all of them. Apro's going to be back up in 3. He'll be able to respawn Cars, I believe. The Star Shatter lands again, and Navi keep themselves alive. God, you just cannot end the game against Navi. They're so good at defending.
There you go. The Great Wall. That is Navi.
And they just have to make sure that they don't lose the main backline. And that's exactly why Cars has been sacrificing himself again and again. He has no choice. It looks like he is overextending, but if he doesn't take the brunt of the impact from Bigatron, then the backline is at risk. Earlier, he gets picked off, but they used the Wrath of the Dryad and the Deadly Magic to ensure that that Ruby is not part of the game whatsoever. If I were in his shoes, I would have gone for the Athenas, man, because it's all burst towards him at this point.
10,000 gold lead. At least y'all will be able to reap the benefits of that GG party fin! Rapid trying to the flicker combo now. Shot down by the Star Shatter.
Look at
the roots of the Belleric. Now a Lord spawning back into the game. This side of the snow. Oh, these shots are really hurting. Oppo doesn't have to respawn for Cars.
How long is that respawn timer going to come up? We don't have a number on it. But can he get it in time? Chastise being purchased to slow down
Shogun.
Beyond. Approach.
Oh, and Mon's gonna lock it in. They're gonna go for the game-ending push. Bigatron bypass the park the bus.